Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching the video and hope that you guys will like my 4 days trip in Bali. This trip was only 4 days, so I have to plan everything ahead. So the schedule was fully jammed. So we flew from Bangkok to Bali, which took around 4 hours. Our flight landed around 8 o'clock at night and we were going to stay in the Ubud area. So I pre-booked the transfer from airport to our resort from the clock app. So if you pre-book the transfer from airport to your hotel or resort via the clock application, then you will be able to see the staff outside the airport that have a sign which says clock on it. So you just have to go and find them and then you will be able to find your ride. Our car ride from the airport to our resort took around 45 minutes. So we're gonna live in the Ubud area, which is further out from the city and have a more chill and relaxed vibe compared to the city. So we booked our stay at Furama exclusive resort and villa. We got it for a good price since it was during low season. This resort was good and I would definitely recommend it. The staff was kind and helpful and the place was tidy and clean. Ubud is the best place in Bali for sightseeing and outdoor activities. We woke up at around 7 o'clock since we had booked water rafting which starts at 8:30. Mini bus transfer to organized rafting, hiking and mountain biking tours are shorter and cheaper from Ubud than the southern beach towns. But Ubud is not obviously that convenient for surfing, snorkeling, partying and diving. The view at the resort's breakfast was super nice, but the food was not super fancy, but it was solid. I booked the rafting activity through the Airbnb app, which cost around 19 USD, which I think was a bargain. The price included welcome drink, 2 hours rafting, buffet lunch, and since we lived in the Ubud area, we got free pick-up and drop-off at our resort, which was really convenient for us. They have lockers where you can put your important stuff, and they will also provide you with helmet and life jacket. They have some special helmets for those that have a GoPro, so if you have one, remember to bring it with you. We had to take a short car ride and then walk to the river, which took around 20 minutes. The water rafting was not as extreme as I thought it was going to be, but it was still fun since it was my first time doing it. This water rafting might be a bit boring for those that have experienced water rafting before, because this one is quite chill and quite calm. I recommend you guys to wear some sandals or shoes that are waterproof, which I forgot, unfortunately. They had 2 stops during the water rafting. The first stop was the small waterfall, which they stopped at to let us to take some photo. The second stop was for some resting, where you could also buy some drinks and snacks if you were tired. So when we finished the water rafting, we went back to the locker to pick up our stuff and then took a shower. We had some lunch after the shower. The lunch they provided was not good, but it was eatable. It is difficult to ask for more since the price was so low, but the view made the lunch way better since it was so calming and beautiful. We headed back to our resort after the lunch and took another shower and changed to more comfortable clothes because we were going to visit Ubud Center. So we took the free shuttle service which was provided by our resort. So when we arrived to Ubud Center, we walked around and checked out different boutiques and shops and bought some souvenirs. I did some research and knew that it was a good restaurant here in Ubud Center. The restaurant of choice was Huyan Local Ubud, which I highly recommend. The food was really good, especially the deep fried fish. They have so many ice cream shops here in Ubud Center, so before going back to the resort, we decided to try some ice cream. We woke up super early this day because we booked the Instagram tour. You will be able to see many locations during these kind of tours, therefore it's a good way to see Bali if you are in a hurry and are just like me staying there for a few days. You could also customize the tour to see all the places you want to see. So this is the queuing ticket for the Gate of Heaven. You can find these kind of trips on Clock app or the Airbnb app. It depends on which one you prefer. Our first place to visit on our tour is the famous and iconic Lumafusion temple, which is also known as Gate of Heaven. This place was crowded with people, which I did not expect since it was so early, but it was still beautiful. After getting the iconic Bali picture, it was time to go to our second location. We got some breakfast pre-packed by our resort, which was super kind of them since we left so early, and they were really generous with the portion. So the second location to visit is the Tirtha Ganga, which is a former royal palace. This place is also known as the Water Palace. This place offers a unique mix of Balinese and Chinese architecture. After the water palace, it was time to visit another water place, which is the Tukat Sipu waterfall. This place looked like a location that you would see in a movie, and I would recommend you to bring some slippers or shoes that are waterproof, because you have to walk in the water. The stones in the water are quite rough, therefore it's better to have some protection like some shoes or slippers. After visiting the waterfall, it was finally time for some lunch. The food at this place was not the best, but the view was amazing and surreal. The coffee plantation was just next to the restaurant, so this was our fourth location to visit. We got a guided tour throughout their plantation process, and then we got to try the coffee, tea and chocolate for free. The tea was quite good and special, but the coffee and chocolate was not as good, unfortunately. So our fifth and last location to visit was the Bali Swing and Ubud Rice Terrace. It was unfortunately not the rice season, but it still looked beautiful. So after the Instagram tour, we finished our day with a dinner in our resort. Today is the day that we are flying back, but before we take the flight back, we have to stop by at the Kuta beach and do some surfing. This was my first time surfing, and this was definitely my favorite activity in Bali. This is a really good place for beginners because the waves are easy to surf. So that's a wrap up for my trip in Bali. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe if you liked the video. And also follow me on Instagram where I post more often. And that's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.